The following program is a public access production. Comcast is required to provide time on this channel and make it available pursuant to franchise agreements with the communities we serve. Comcast is not affiliated with the following program or the producers of public access programming and is not responsible for the content. The following program does not reflect the opinions of Comcast or its affiliates.
Welcome to another edition of Discover Tinley, where we highlight the people and organizations of Tinley Park that make this town a great place in which to live. And as we all know, Tinley Park is a pretty great place in which to live. As usual, the program is brought to you by the volunteer services of the Community Resources Commission, along with our high school and college interns who are also volunteers helping us put on this program. And I got to thinking not too long ago, we've been doing Discover Tinley or Tinley Park Television probably for about 30 years. So Tinley Park has gotten our services through the Community Resources Commission for quite a while. So hopefully you've been watching the program regularly. Hopefully you had a chance to see our Discover Tinley on April 2nd at the Convention Center. Usually a very big crowd and quite a program that's out there for Discover Tinley. We've got some guests tonight who are doing an outstanding job serving Tinley Park and have served Tinley Park for quite a while. Our first guests are come to us. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary in Tinley Park, if you can believe it, the Tinley Park V.F.W. post. And we're very fortunate today to have two big members of the post, Commander Fred Cagle, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
And Tom O'Neill, who's the chairman of the 75th Anniversary Committee.
Thank you for the invite.
Wow. Yeah. So the Tinley Park V.F.W., how's that going out there? What's the program all about, and what are you doing over there?
Our mission for the VFW is to serve our veterans, our community, and the organization itself. And we've been doing this for 75 years straight with no clinch. We've been going strong. We've went through a lot of commanders since 1941. That's when we was chartered in 1941, the same years that Pearl Harbor started, and the same year the M&M candy came out. So we got a lot of history here in Tinley Park, and we hope to continue to serve it for the next 75 years.
Well, I certainly hope so. Now, what does it take to belong to the VFW? Who can join the VFW?
You have to be a service member that has served in a combat zone, the theater they call it. We got a lot of combat soldiers, and we got a lot of soldiers that serve to support the combat units in different wars. I'm a veteran of Vietnam, Iraqi Freedom, and also Desert Storm. So,
oh, is that all? Just 3 wars?
Just 3. That's all I can handle.
Oh my goodness! And Tom, what's your background in the military?
I'm come from the U.S. Navy. I'm support services through Vietnam, getting the folks over there, getting their supplies and munitions over there. And quite frankly, I am privileged to walk among the folks here at our VFW. And honestly, I take my hat off to Fred and all the other guys over there. And it just makes me very proud and humble to be a part of this VFW. I transferred from another VFW just to come here because it's so enriched with not only talent and heritage of patriotism and everything else. It's a phenomenal VFW post. Tinley Park is blessed to have this character, this fiber here in this town. It aligns itself very well with the history of this village.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah. Well, talk about some of the programs the VFW does every year, throughout the year.
Well, as you know, every year we get involved with all the schools, Andrews High School, Tinley Park High School, all the grade schools, especially Veterans Day. We go to probably every school in Tinley Park for some kind of program. We go to all the cemeteries to pay respect to the fallen soldiers that's there. We plant flags there. We plant flowers. We do the 21 gun salute. We do the taps. Also, we attend every funeral that we know about of a veteran or honor guard. And I encourage anybody out there that if you know of a veteran who has passed, please contact your local military organization, whether it's the VFW, the American Legion, the Marine Corps League, whoever it may be, because these guys earn this honor, and we will do the best we can to serve that to them.
Wow.
There's one more thing that we do, and we're very proud of the fact that we support veterans who don't have it as well off as we do.
Yes,
We routinely go down to Manteno, Illinois, where we have the Veterans Home, predominantly World War II, Korean, and a lot of Vietnam vets who, let's say, never made it all the way home. We go down there and we do various ice cream socials, we do outdoor picnics, we do bingos, and on the note of bingos, it's kind of fun because the ladies who are the activity directors down there call out the numbers, this, that, and various large screen TVs get the numbers so the vets can see that clearly. And we play various bingo games, sort of like Air Force, which you gentlemen are part of.
Yes.
Air Force bingo says, I'm sitting here, I yell out bingo. I get $2 from our post. You're my wingman on the left, you get $1 and you get $1. Then we play Sopwith, which is the old biplane with the gunner in the back and the tail gunner. So if the pilot gets $2, my gunner gets $1.
Oh my.
So we share the funds. And when these guys who've had hospital food all day long, you get a fistful of like $13, $15, $20, whatever they get from us, and we're anxious to pour it all to them. You say, what are you going to do with that? And they scurry with their wheelchairs. I'm going down to the canteen. I've had enough of this hospital food. I want to get me a chili dog. I want to get a banana split. I want to get a float. And the smile on their face makes our heart just melt.
yes. Yes.
That's what we bring. We make sure no veteran is ever forgotten about.
Okay.
Wow, beautiful.
Exactly.
Well, that's about that. I mean, we got quite a few now, but they're slowly passing on. Some of the older veterans. So.
To your point,
Yes, we got a mixture of World War II, Vietnam, Korean, Iraqi, Desert Storm veterans era posts, and you're right. The World War II guys are leaving us real quick. Like we miss them because they had there was a lot of history with these guys. I had members who served with General Patton.
Oh, my.
I had guys who was the first Ranger that jumped out of the planes. It's just so much history with these World War II guys. We miss them.
Oh, I bet.
Yes,
we
bet.
we have difficulty getting them for the freedom flights.
Oh.
And part of the problem is they're aging.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't have the communication skills or the resources that we have today. We're anxious to find World War II vets. In particular, just because of the age of these folks, few people realize we are losing 1,800 every single day of the year. So we're focusing on the World War II vets, followed by the Korean, then into the Vietnam. And these honor flights have to be jam-packed, and each one is going to get a chaperone to make sure they get to do all they want and see all they can.
Oh, yeah. Now, you talked about this other program you guys do, this Christmas program. Talk about what you do at Christmas time for...
Every Christmas, what we do is we go up to Great Lakes and we bring back the recruits that's getting ready to graduate from the training, the basic training down there. So they're not sitting in their barracks all alone for Christmas. We bring them to our posts, and we get all the furniture, we get computers, TVs, games, whatever they need, and then we feed them all day long. We get a bus, we go up to Great Lakes, we escort them back because we're responsible for them, and then at the end of the evening, around 6 o'clock, 1800, we get them back on the bus and we take them back to the base. We sign them in, so everything's counted for. But these young recruits, they love this.
I bet.
Every member of my post will bring their laptops, their cell phones, so these young sailors can call home, can email home, or just spend the day playing games on the computer or watching the TVs.
Wow.
And we feed them from the moment they get there to the moment they leave. In fact, we give them doggy bags to get out of here. So
Now, in addition to what we offer, Tinley Park, being the rich community that it is, I mean, heritage-wise, the American Legion works hand in hand with us.
Yes.
And it's not just the guys. We have lady sailors
Right.
who also are part of this Christmas away from home. So we are really proud of the record that we and the American Legion both have for making Christmas a real Christmas when these folks can't travel that far to be with their family.
Wonderful. You
We
got-
are their family, and we love them, each and every one of them. Can't do enough for them.
You're doing a great job. Let's talk about the 75th anniversary coming up. You've got a special celebration or some program you're going to do to help signify that now?
Yes, we are. We're going to have a. We've been working closely with the mayor of Tinley Park, the village of Tinley Park, the city clerk, General Reyes, and what we're going to do is on the March 19th, we're going to have a big celebration. We got the fire department coming out with the cross ladders. We're trying to get a flyover. We got, hopefully, knock on wood, the governor is going to show up. The mayor definitely is showing up. Senator Hastings will be there, who's a member of our post. We've got the state commander coming in. So it's going to be a big event. We got the Band of Brothers going to perform for us.
Oh, my.
So, you know, so it's going to be a nice celebration. So we hope everybody enjoys it. And 75 years is such a milestone for us. We're looking forward to the next 75 years.
I bet.
And that's when the Vietnam veterans, the Korean veterans will be stepping down, and your Iraqi soldiers and your Desert Storms will be taking over the driver's seat. And I want them to continue doing exactly what the World War II guys stepped aside for us. Now we're stepping aside for them because we're getting up in age.
Yeah. You gotta
Coupled with the fact that it's our 75th, our VFW post has a unique history in that when it first started, Japan hadn't bombed Pearl Harbor yet. These are
Exactly.
guys coming back from Prussia and other places in Europe where they battled with the Germans and mustard gas and stuff like that. They came back to Tinley Park, to their homes, and by the way, Tinley Park welcomed them by building these 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom GI homes that are between, let's see, what is it, along Oak Park. If you're sitting there at Together We Cope and look to your east,
Yes.
all the way from Parkside, all the way through to Forest View, 167 to 107. Those are all cookie cutter GI homes
Oh, my.
for our troops that are returning. I mean, what a welcome is that these guys coming back have nothing but experience. Now they need a job, they need a home. Tinley Park provided all of that stuff.
Wow.
So we have a rich, rich history of taking care of the people that Tinley Park is today. It's really makes you proud to be here in this village.
Wow.
Well, now the VFW, we take care of our veterans, okay? If there's a financial need, they come to us. You know, we've helped with rent. We've helped with repairing their homes, whatever. If the spouse is overseas, we take care of the wife or the husband, whichever it may be today. You know, if they need anything, we're your home. Please come. We're glad to help. And same way with the community. We got a program called the VOD, the Voice of Democracy. We got the Patriots Pen. The VOD is a $30,000 scholarship for any high school student that wins the essay. And then the grade school with the Patriot Pens, they can receive as much as $5,000, you know, towards a scholarship as they go. So we go to retirement homes, all the schools, wherever we need it to help the community along with our veterans.
Wow.
That we
Sounds
have.
like you have any spare time?
No, it's a full-time job that doesn't pay so well.
Yeah.
His position is like drinking out of a fire hose.
Oh,
It doesn't stop.
I bet. Wow. Well, it's fantastic what you all do. It's tremendous. I didn't know you did some of these things before, too. Like I said, some of it's a well-known secret, but
Yes.
it's tremendous what the VFW has done for Tinley Park. And you've been in the same location since what? Since
Well, technically we started in 1941. Like I said, just before Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, we had guys coming back from the European theater, put together a group of guys, and there's a little twist here. Financially, we couldn't get a backing to buy a VFW post because the bank that was sponsoring this we had to change our name to the Bremen Township Veterans Club.
Gee.
You know, it's a
know.
little curve there. But eventually, we got 5 guys who said, we'll not only stand up and get this loan, they reached out, signed their name, and said, if you guys default on, or if we default on that,
We'll pay.
we'll take it out of our family funds. And by the way, one of those guys, Bill Mankey, who's got 3 Purple Hearts and a ton of ribbons, is going to be here at our 75th anniversary come March 19th.
Well, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Congratulations on 75 years. And
Well, thank
the
you.
Tinley Park V.F.W., tremendous organization.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was tremendous. The V.F.W. had been in town for 75 years. I didn't realize it had been around that long. And what a tremendous service organization they are, and doing a lot of good things for the veterans in town here. There's another organization in town that's been around for quite a while too, and this time it's one of the schools. Now Tinley Park is known probably for its really good school system. The tremendous schools in Tinley Park. I think that's probably one reason why it was named one of the best places to raise kids. So our public schools and also our private schools. And we've got a private school in town that's been around for quite a while, since 1949, and that's St. George School. And we've got the principal here, Charlotte Pratl. Charlotte, welcome to Discover Tinley.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, St. George School now. Now, where's that located, so people don't know exactly?
It's right off of Oak Park Avenue on 176th Street. It's
Okay.
6700. You can see us off of Oak Park Avenue if you look.
Right behind the church there, right?
Well, we're behind the church too, but if you're right before, if you see where Midwest Bank drive-through used to be, we're right on the other side of the parking lot there.
Okay, wow. Okay, now how long have you been there now?
This is my first year here.
Okay.
I was at St. Catherine's in Oak Lawn for many, many years.
Now, why did you go to St. George? Why did you? What made
You
you
know,
go there?
it sounds like a promotion for Tinley Park,
Okay.
but I was ready to go venture out and try something new. You know, the kids are out of the house. I was ready for something to kind of change my life up a little bit. And when I went on this job or interview, I fell in love with the little downtown area. And I have to say, every day I drive to work, I feel like I leave the past behind and I enter somewhere new.
Oh my.
So it's that's why I came here.
Beautiful. Well, we like to promote Tinley Park.
I know.
It is kind of a neat
and I
place.
love the school. I love the old parts of it. I love the new parts of it. I just fell in love with
Well,
the
talk
whole
about
area.
the school. Talk about the school. And what about the school makes it? What about the school? What makes up the school, and who goes there?
Okay, well, our mission is that we want to educate the kids for the 21st century. We want them to be viable adults in the world, but we want to do it in a Christ-centered way, and that is our major theme. And every day we start off the day with prayers. We have intentions. We go to Mass weekly. So we are very centered on focusing on Christ and the good that He taught us to do. And the greatest commandment of all, love one another. So that's our big thing.
Okay.
And to spread that every day.
Mm.
It's just a warm environment to learn. We're a smaller school where we can give the kids the one-to-one attention that they need. I was so lucky this year to get a $40,000 grant for technology.
Oh.
I want to just say thank you to those people again if you're listening, and it's
Can I ask
wonderful.
who gave you the grant?
It's through the Andrew Corporation.
Oh, okay, let's give them
And
some credit.
Yes. And I'm able to get Chromebooks and
Mm-hmm.
iPads for all the students. So we've started with the iPads this year. Next year they're all going to have their own Chromebooks, and that will enable us to bring in so many new ideas into school with technology. I don't know if people are aware of it, but there's so many great things happening in technology, connecting to education.
As a retired educator, I'm always worried now, are we getting too technology oriented and getting away from actually learning, or
Well,
is that helping a lot?
It will help.
Okay.
You know, you can't just jump in and not have a game plan,
Okay.
and that's why we're moving very slowly with this. There's this new initiative, it's blended learning, where you bring in the technology and the kids do a lot of learning through their own device. Now what that means is that you can look at, come into class, open up your laptop and look and see, oh, this is what I need to get done today. And then the other student next to you could have a totally different assignment geared at their level. So they're not hitting their frustration level and tuning you out. And then the teacher walks around and assists all the students and with their questions. So that's where we're headed in the future. Right now, we're taking baby steps. We're bringing in a science program that will be computer-based next year. And then this way, you can gear the children's reading levels to the material. For example, if you have a child who's reading at a 500 lexile, and then you have another one reading at 1,000, they can be reading the same material, but at a different level, and they can comprehend it better. So they're still learning the material, but they're just learning it at their challenging level. So in a sense, you know, when we were in school, we had those groupings, and you knew who the bluebirds were, or the redbirds, or ones, twos, and threes. It's not about that anymore. It's like making sure that each child is learning, and they're not going home frustrated, and they're making progress. And that's where education is going, if it's done right. If everybody just jumps in and nobody knows what they're doing, you're not going to be successful.
Well, it sounds
So
like
it's
you're-
got to be tiny steps.
Yeah, St. George is keeping up with the times, very
We-
much so. Huh?
we just
Wow.
received another gift too.
Oh, my.
So I'm going to have it's called the Discovery Lab. Now, this room is going to be like a 21st century classroom. And it gets the kids out of their desks. It gets them to go into a comfort zone. So I told the teachers, it's kind of like a lounge for kids, where we'll have carpet on the floors, we'll have bean bags, and we'll have higher tables, because some kids just need to stand up and do their work. So this will be a way for them to get out of the classroom and come in this room and have a different environment to learn in, with their tablets and their devices in hand.
Wow.
Or a book. If they want to just read a book and go lay on the carpet and read it, they'll be able to do it.
Wow.
So education's headed in some really great ways.
yeah.
You just have to make sure that you know what you're doing before you go into it.
That would be
And not
nice.
just say, hey, I just saw this, let's try it. You have to really look at where you want to go with that.
Well, it's good that you're checking into that. You're kind of making sure you're doing it the right way, like you said, instead
Slow
of
and
just
steady.
jumping into something. Oh, then let's say, what do we do this for? Why do we do it this way?
Well, and education's famous for that.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, let's do this. Oh, that didn't work. Let's
Yeah,
try
right,
this.
right,
So
right.
you want to make sure that you stay with it. And that's one thing
Yeah.
with the Catholic schools is we want to be at the top of our game, but we want to make sure that we're doing it correctly. And you know, the schools all around here are very good. So
Yes.
you want to be competitive with everybody.
Yes. Oh, yeah, very good. Now, how many kids are at the school there?
We have 170 right now.
Okay.
So we're looking for students. So if
Okay.
you're looking for that special attention and that smaller class size, come on
I
out
was
and
gonna
check
say,
us out.
what makes St. George special? Why would somebody consider St. George?
I think the smaller class size is the
Okay.
first one, and of course we're Christ-centered in so many ways. But we have another thing that I just absolutely love is we have a garden in our backyard. I always call it the backyard, but it's the side of the building. And Father Ken is our pastor, and he loves to garden. I don't know if you've ever interviewed him or anything.
Yes, we
but
have.
he
We've had him on here with
loves
his
to
garden. Yeah.
And he involves the students. He's a very involved pastor, and he gets them going. We have a greenhouse. We donated almost 2,000 pounds of food to the food pantry that we grew ourselves. So just this week, I think it was Monday, all the kids came down to the parish hall and they planted seeds to start all our tomato plants. So they're very active in this process. And then we'll plant them. They'll be planting marigolds soon too, and then we give those out on Mother's Day to all the parishioners. So we have a very active outdoor classroom too, which we're able to do, and it's just a nice environment. We have wonderful teachers that give one-to-one attention to the students.
Wow. How many faculty do you have there? How many?
I have 12 full-time
Okay.
and 4 part-time. I also have a reading specialist that is there, and we have a very nice connection with the public school for our resource teachers too. So it's, you know, we have everything that another school has. It's
Okay.
just that we have a smaller enrollment, which gives so much more one-to-one attention for the
And what are your grade
students.
levels there? What do you?
We have pre-K, we start at 3,
Ooh.
and we go all the way to 8th.
Okay.
And our pre-K program is open to full day and half day, so we work with the parents' schedule. So
Okay.
if they they're home on Fridays and they don't want their student to go to school on Fridays because they're still little, we'll work with any schedule.
Oh, wow. Now, how do people get a hold of you if they want to get involved with that?
They can either email me off the website, cpratl@stgeorgeschool.org, or they can call the school and we can set up a shadow day or tour.
Wow. Talk about your other thing. What other extracurricular activities do you have at the school?
Well, we
there?
have band.
You have band?
Okay, we have fitness club.
Oh, my.
And we have a fitness instructor come and do fitness with the kids every other week after school, we also, of course, have a gym program. We have athletics. And that is open to the school children and the religious ed students. So that's our connection with them.
Do you know what sports you do, what athletics you do?
Oh,
have
but
there?
we have basketball, volleyball. We have boys volleyball starting up soon.
Okay.
So we have soccer shots after school.
Okay.
We have a Caring Hearts Club, which is very sweet. They go and they learn songs. They went to all the nursing homes at Christmas time. They're going back to them in the springtime.
Oh, wow.
They make cards and letters for different people and different organizations. They just had a whole bunch of stuff go off to the soldiers. So they're a very active group. We have student ambassadors that help to organize and run activities in our school.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on after
Sounds
school.
like wow.
We also have bingo on Fridays, if you're not aware
Oh,
of that.
okay.
That is a
It's a
big
Catholic
thing.
club.
And may I just say that our bingo volunteers are awesome.
Oh my! Oh, wow. Now the question is, what's the tuition there?
Okay, we're at $4,600, but we have a Caritas program, which can help all new families coming in. It's through the Archdiocese, so parents shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be scared away by
Scared
that tuition.
away
I always tell
because
people
there
that's
are
the
so many-
sticker price. That isn't always the price that
It's
goes.
like buying a car.
Right.
You want to come in and you want to see what it has to offer, and then there's payment plans, and there are scholarships available.
Oh,
There's very generous people out there in the world that can help.
wow.
So we're very happy.
Did quite a
with
few
that.
of your kids get the financial assistance then?
It just depends. There's a
Okay.
form you have to fill out, just like in college and
Okay.
things like that. And then if you qualify, you will get it. So it's a process, but don't be afraid of the process because people are out there to help.
Now, what's the process to get in there? When does it
Right
start?
now, we have open enrollment.
Oh.
At this very moment, we started after Catholic Schools Week to get everybody get going for next year.
So
we're
if somebody
excited.
wants to go there, now they can still come to the school and say, "Hey, we'd like to
Mhm.
come there next
Yes.
year." And
yes, and if you're not sure of it, you can set up a shadow day, and your child can come for the day and walk through the school and say, "Yeah, I really like this," or "It's just not for me." But I'm
Okay.
sure they're going to say, "Yeah, I really like this."
now I got to ask you this: are there any religious still working
yes,
there?
we have a sister that
Oh,
works
my.
in the school.
Okay.
Right now, she's our preschool teacher. So
Okay.
yes, we do.
Oh, wow.
Yes, full time.
Okay. Yeah,
Sister Maria.
Okay, thank you. Briefly, what's your background now? Where did you grow up and where'd you go to school?
I actually grew up in Bellwood, Illinois,
Okay.
which is directly west of the city. And I went to St. Simeon's and then Nazareth Academy after that. And then I went to a small college, very first college in the state of Illinois called Illinois College.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
It was, so that's my background.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, how long have you been in education now?
Oh, over 30 years.
Oh, oh really?
Yes.
Sorry, you don't look that
Yeah,
old.
well, thank you, but no,
I
over
would never
30
guess
years.
that. Wow. Okay, then you're enjoying it. So
I love it.
Were you a classroom teacher for a
I
while?
was a classroom teacher for many years. I taught in Park Ridge at St. Paul of the Cross, in Lamont at St. Pat's and St. Al's. I was at St. Anthony's in Cicero. That closed. I also taught in Florida. During a couple years, I felt like I needed to get away and try something new.
Oh, gee. Well, and then you came to Illinois from Florida. You go
I
the other
know.
way around.
I ask my husband that all the time. Why are we up here?
Yeah. Wow. Well, it sounds like you're doing pretty well. And then how many years have you been a principal?
This is my first year as a
Oh, it's
principal.
first year as a
I was
principal.
the assistant principal at St. Catherine's
Okay.
for 3.
Okay, so you're enjoying
I
principal.
told you I was. Yes, yep, I was ready for a change. I said,
It's good
yeah.
for you. Well, it sounds like George is really going pretty well there. He's doing a very good job.
We're
and-
moving in a really good direction.
It's an excellent place to go out there. So congratulations on the good job you're doing so
Thank
far,
you,
and
thank you.
keep it up. If you want a good place to send your kids to school, one choice, if they want especially a Christ-centered, religion-centered school, St. George could be a good place to look at. So look them up. Thanks for watching Discover Tinley this month. We have had a couple of really great organizations that have been around Tinley Park a long time, and we enjoy having them in town. Until next month, we'll see you around. Take care.